Okay,
We're
we
live.
are live. Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday.
Sunday, everyone.
Hello,
Happy,
hello.
happy Sunday, Ate.
Yeah, welcome back to another Go Live interview, episode 16. I am Renee. I'm joined by my amazing accountability partners, Joy, Manny, and Lee. And today we are so excited to welcome our special guest. So I'm just going to introduce myself first. My name is Renee. I'm from Burnaby, British Columbia. I have two beautiful kids who are 9 and 6 years old. And I recently became a dental receptionist.
Congratulations, Renee. She just graduated a
Congratulations.
couple days ago.
Congratulations.
Yes, yeah. And I'll pass it over to Joy.
Hello, good afternoon, good morning, good evening. I'm tuning in from Washington State, and we're glad you are all here. If you're going to watch this on the replay, welcome. Thank you for dropping by.
Yay.
Manindi?
Our turn. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, good morning,
Good evening.
good evening, wherever you're tuning in from. We are coming to you live
from Winnipeg, Manitoba,
Winnipeg,
Canada.
From Canada.
Yes.
We are husband and wife business partners. We are caregivers to our moms. We're also parents of two. And that is it. That's us.
Yay! Great. Yes, so we are going to welcome our special guest from Hawaii, USA.
All the way from Hawaii.
Aloha. We made it.
Yes.
It's so weird being on the highlight.
Of course.
I love
so-
the flower and
I
the
know.
matching.
That's,
They're like green.
That's
I
her
love-
brand.
Oh, that's your
That is.
signature.
Yes.
Oh,
Signature.
I
I'm
love
liking the Monstera, the hibiscus on her
Yes.
post. That's it. That's her brand. I love that.
Happy
Oh,
Joy
very
is
nice.
laughing.
those you're
Yes.
wearing.
It's
It's
the
the same
You know what?
color.
Love it.
I love Hawaii. Okay, I love it. Because I feel, you know what, when you go there, you could just pack your lunch and go
And go
near the
Anywhere
beach
you
and
want.
just
And then, like,
make sure you
paradise
have
everywhere.
something to sit on and you're done.
Yeah.
That's why I'm telling my kids I like here, but it's so expensive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I like it here. It's so expensive, but it's
Love,
like,
love,
oh
love.
my goodness, paradise.
That's okay. Let's manifest it and we're going to retire it.
Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah,
visit
that's
over
it.
there. Yeah,
All right.
we have place
Yes.
to visit now.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna learn more about Rena's journey, what inspired her to explore a different path, and the lessons she have learned along the way. So let's jump in. Rena, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? What did your life look like before you discovered this online platform?
Yes. I love this question. It's a very, very great question for all of us business owners because as we know, we all go through this transformation, whether we like it or not, but
Mhm.
most likely we like. So my past, well, the old Rena, it's actually on my page as well. Before this business, years before it actually, I lost my parents. So to give you a little background of where I'm coming from and where I came from, I lost my parents back to back during COVID times. So as you can imagine, that brought me a lot of pain, anger, and regrets. So just imagine a nurse, working during COVID times who
Mhm.
lost her parents, couldn't go home to their funerals because of COVID. You know how
Yes.
it was before, right?
Yes.
My parents decided they went to retire in the Philippines a long time ago. So that, and what made that worse, even, I usually don't talk about this, but what made that worse was that year, I actually planned to go home for Christmas. I was gonna surprise them, but that was my surprise for the year. So that you imagine that me going to work after that, those things happen, having to swab patients every day, all
Mhm.
day because they
Mhm.
think they have COVID. It's kind of like how would I say it? I can't even find the word, but it's kind of like a painful reminder of
Mhm.
why I couldn't go home for my parents' funeral. So
Mhm.
I am not proud of this. I talk about this actually during our law of attraction with Tina Willis. We were just talking about her. One day we had a DDI, daily drop in. I usually go to her law of attraction. I talk about it. I am not proud of it. Being an angry person, as you can imagine, I lost my passion for nursing.
Oh.
Not that I didn't want to help people anymore. It's just that when, sorry to say this for the ones who will watch, but when you have a rude patient, because that happens, we all
Yeah.
have our bad days.
Right.
And they bring it to us, and so when people become rude, I pretty much was that kind of person. Like, do unto others what you want others to do unto you. Again, I'm not proud of this by any means. So if people were rude to me, I'm sorry, I won't be the best customer service person ever.
Mhm.
So I usually share this in private, but basically, I laugh about it now. Not proud of it. I'm gonna keep saying that. I used to get called to the principal's office, meaning the manager's office,
Right.
because I have a complaint.
Mhm.
That they didn't get the good customer service, but my manager still loved me because she knows me as a person.
Understand your story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
Where you
but
coming from?
that shouldn't be an excuse for me. But anywho, that was me. the
Before.
Before.
Rena, who was angry, who had lots of pains, who had regrets, who just went to work just to go to work.
Mm.
I'm gonna end it at that.
Yeah,
But
for
I'm
sure.
still the same Rena as a person. It's just that when I go
Yeah.
to work, nah.
I hear ya. No,
Yes.
I get it.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's very powerful. Wow.
I
Yeah,
can.
thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, I
Sorry to
remember.
start it sad.
No, no,
No,
no, no.
that's a big start.
Well, you
Because-
definitely got our attention right there.
Yeah, that's a
No, because
boy.
I remember asking my daughter, because my daughter's a nurse as well, Rena.
Mm.
Okay. I asked her before when she was starting, aren't you like sad because you're always with people who are sick and all of that? And then she said, you know what, kind of like, Ma, that's why I chose labor and delivery, because more often than not, they are happy because there's this bundle of joy. But
Absolutely.
and then I said, so you mean to say you just have to just deliver, baby? No, mom, we have some cases. And then she started telling, when we were driving, she's telling me all the stories and that. And to let you know, she worked on during COVID, aside from labor and delivery, also during her, she's a sucker for hours during her time. She's very young. So she did the vaccination.
Mhm.
Okay. She did the vaccination for the COVID. That's why your Ate Jo was able to get the vaccine early. Why? Not
Early access.
because
Yeah.
she kept telling me, Mom, because this is what I've learned. Once you have the vaccine out for that particular day, they have to use it. They have to use it. So
But,
at 9
vaccine.
p.m., at 9 p.m., she will prompt me whether I have to drive to the hospital because there will be extra vaccine. That's the only time I get it early. Okay, so I have to go there, and it's funny. She's very professional. Do you have any medication? She's like talking to. Then I said, my medication, Mom. Answer me. Answer me.
Wow.
Yeah, and then sometimes I forget, Mom. Isn't it that you're taking this? See, I told you. You don't have to ask me. You know what I'm taking. I said. So that's it. So I understand where you're coming. You're like shock absorber,
Mhm.
right? That's why you have that. But anyways, thank you, Rena, for that. Okay, now I will give the second question.
Mhm.
Was there a specific moment that made you realize, oops,
Yeah,
okay,
keep going.
oh,
Yeah.
that's right, that's right.
Yeah.
Something needed to change. What
Mhm.
made you start looking for another path?
So that's the segue to why I wasn't really looking for a path. It's just that I knew I had to change something, because again I lost time with my parents because I kept putting it off. I'm like, I'm gonna go visit them next year. I'm gonna go visit them next year, until that next year that I wanted to visit them, I couldn't anymore. But so that's my thing. It's like I lost time, and we always say the phrase, time is precious, live for today, blah, 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 blah. We all say that all the time, but do we really mean it? Sometimes we don't. we just use it as a phrase. Sure. But until something personal happens to you, until you have that personal loss, because that was my very first loss in my family, except for my grandparents. But that's the first loss in my family, and it was my mom. So that's the hardest part of it. And so that's when it really hit me, like, time is really precious. Like, for real, it's not just a saying, it's not just a thought, it's not just a beautiful phrase to say out there, but when you feel it, you really feel it to your heart. So that's when I actually not unfriended, but unfollowed everyone on Facebook. So before, I only kept the ones with the recipe, because I only look at. So imagine my scrolling on Facebook before was just like once, and I'm done.
Wow, what's the
Compared to
next
now, like
question?
thousands, but
Right.
yeah. So it was just one scroll. But for some reason, with that one day, I don't even remember what day, I just saw Coach Franco's ad, and I thought I knew of him from school or something, and I was like, so it caught my attention. I don't even remember what ad it was. So there goes the history, and then after that came all the emails that we get every time, right?
Mhm.
I thought those emails were written personally by Franco.
Uh-huh.
So I used to be like, yeah, I was like, I used to read them, but I love the messages for every email. So
Yeah.
it's like,
Mhm.
like, how does he do this? How can he email this every time? And so I kept reading all those emails, and as I read all those emails, it just got deeper and deeper, and it just was like planting a seed, a thought in my mind. I'm like, hey, that is me. Like, that is me. I need that. That's what I want. That's what I need. That's what prompted me to look into a different path.
Nice. The
That's
email
great.
works.
Yeah, because I didn't know. I'm like, nursing is all I know. And then I used to work at Burger King. Can I say Burger King? I used to work at a fast food restaurant. So I'm like, what is my other option? Like fast food? I'm like, no, I'm not gonna go fast food if I want to leave nursing. You know what I mean? So I was like,
Yeah.
what else am I supposed to do? I can't quit my job. Like you said, we have a mortgage to pay here in Hawaii. It's hard to live here in Hawaii. So if I quit my job, I'll go homeless. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how it
That's
was for
Interesting.
I wanted to share something because when you said Burger King,
She used to work
I-
at Burger King.
that was my first job.
First job was
you know,
Burger
just to
Yeah. Oh,
just
when you
so
first
that I can pay for my college.
small world, eh?
Yeah, so I worked at
Wow.
Burger King and so that I can save up for my college. But then, but I think just a couple of years that was
2
that.
years, right?
And
Yeah.
then I went into the hospitality industry for 16 years, and then COVID time, that's when I moved to the government side. But then I got laid off last year from the government job, and then my son was like, Mom, what are you gonna do now? I'm like, I don't know, but I know for sure that I don't want to go back in the hospitality
Or-
industry, right? Like in the hotel, because something
or Burger
happened.
King.
Yeah. And then he goes like, then I guess, Mom, you can go back to your old job. And I'm thinking, which one's
old
that,
job?
right?
Yes.
Because I thought it's been like 20 something
Something
years.
years.
And then I said, which one's that? Because I've only been to the hotel for 16 years. And he's like, no, I heard you work at Burger King. So you can get us some fries and burgers.
For free.
I mean, we're not saying that Burger King is not a good
It's
job.
not at all. For
It's
sure.
not.
I paid for
like-
my college.
It-
That's where we started. That's kind
That's
of
how
like
you
a starter
start,
job
right?
for
That's
us.
beginning.
But yes,
Humble
yes.
beginnings. That's
Yeah.
correct.
But you know what, Rina? When you said
Uh-huh.
you blocked all your friends because that was the time that what, I understand you. I
Yeah,
was there. I was there.
You get to that
I
point.
was there. Okay.
You get to
I
that
know the feeling of someone from the family,
Mhm.
passing away. But you know what? I can understand you because it's hard that you don't want to talk to anyone. You don't want them
Want
to
your own
be
space.
asking how you're doing. You don't want to hear those words.
Yeah.
So I understand why you start blocking them.
Yeah.
I got you. I got your story.
Mhm.
All right. Manny,
Oh,
Lee.
my turn. Okay, Ate Rina. Okay, before starting this journey, what fears or doubts did you have? Was there anything holding you back?
Oh, a lot.
A lot holding you back? Okay.
One, I am always vocal about this. I was very, very skeptical. It took months before I paid the $149, even though I knew it was refundable. I actually asked Franco, I was like, is this MLM? Is this, yeah, all those questions that we ask,
Question.
is this blah, blah, blah? And he answered my questions. I um, I watched a lot of webinars. I followed a lot of people. But my fear before was, I think it's the feeling of not knowing what it is. What am I supposed to do? And then
Mhm.
the feeling that I don't have, well, as Filipinos, I'm going to speak for myself. I used to think that you have to have a business degree to do business.
Yeah.
I never knew. Like, I thought it was just, like you're a nurse, you have to go to school. You're a teacher, you have to go to school. Travel
Education.
industry, you have to go to school. Dentistry, you have to go to school. So it's like, I don't want to go to school for business. I'm like, how am I going to do a business if I don't have a business degree?
Degree, I don't have a background.
Yeah, do I need to do accounting? Do I need to? I was like, do this, do that. Like, those, your mind just goes like 1,000 thoughts.
Mhm.
So and that was my fear, my other fear. And my other fear before too, of course, is like, do I need to talk and sell to people? Because it's business.
Yes.
That's how it is, right? Those
Yeah.
those were my fears, a lot of fears. And my number one fear before, go live.
Oh,
Go live.
Right, for sure.
we understand, right? Yeah,
It
totally
took me
understand.
1 year before I did my
1
first
year?
go live. Yes,
Wow.
1 full year.
Wow.
Wow.
Yes.
But
Yes,
you got to
yes.
that point. See?
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ate, for sharing
Yeah.
that. We know that takes a lot of courage, right? A lot of people can probably relate to what you just
Oh,
said,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
A lot of people.
Yes.
All
And it's
right.
normal, right? It's normal to have doubts, and what matters is that
Right.
you didn't let it stop you, right? Really appreciate your honesty.
Mhm.
All right. I guess it's my turn. All right. Atenita, we're ready for you here. So, what made you decide to take that first step? And what gave you the confidence to move forward?
That's a good
Of
This is
all
big
of those
big
doubts.
Yes.
what made- Yeah.
This one is making me think. I honestly, I think just reading those emails over and over, like I said,
Mhm.
and I don't remember, but all I can think of is time. Because I
Mm.
always say the reason I started this business is really time. I didn't even think of the money. I just wanted to time because I remember I was in regret, I was in pain
Mhm.
and anger and everything. So it's kind of like my saving grace per se. Because there's no way I can bring back time anymore. So it's kind of like this is how I'm gonna get my time back, even though it's not with my
True.
parents anymore. So that was the thing. I think there was just a point when I had it. Like I need time, and I'm gonna do this, and this is it. The second time after this, just to give you a journey, my journey actually, after paying the $149, I was still in doubt, skeptical, and everything. It took me months again before I even started the business. To
Amen.
tell you honestly, Franco didn't even think I was gonna start at all. He was like pretty much like, "Oh, she's done." That's what he
Yeah.
said because it took months. So to give you a little story, we're at 18 minutes. I'm just looking at the time.
Oh, we
Yeah,
have
we're
time.
good. We're good.
We can extend. We can extend for you.
So yeah, so I wasn't gonna do this business. He was right. I was not. I was like, he can have the $149 because after 30 days, right, it's not refundable
Yeah.
anymore. So he can have the $30. I mean, $149. But things happen after that again. When we keep waiting and waiting for the right moment, there's no right moment. There's no perfect moment. There's no perfect day. Things just happen in my life. Like this is the scariest part that happened in my life. I was on a shift. It was a weekend. I think it was a Sunday. It's got to be Sunday because it wasn't busy at work. I work on a base. It's a government military base. It's an army base. There was an announcement that a potential shooter was on base. It's a real one. It's not a
Drill.
drill. It's not a training. It was a real one.
Oh my God.
I was in the military. I lived on base. We lived on base, but never have I been on a base where we actually had a real
Actual shooter.
shooter, on the loose. And I was at the clinic. And so that moment, we train on this every time. So the adrenaline, instead of being scared or being, fearful. We're actually prepared for this, so we did what we had to do.
Mhm.
We stayed in our break room for I think 3 hours to 4 hours without lights on, because that's how it
Yeah,
is
that's
until
how
you
it
get
is.
cleared.
Mm.
So with people inside the room,
Mhm.
it didn't click. You know, like when you're at that moment, it won't click. Because you're just like, okay, we'll go through with this. No talking for 4 hours in the room. You would think after that event, I would learn my lesson and do something about it, right? It clicked on me. Like it didn't hit me until like a day later. I
Mm.
actually called out to work after that because I was like, what if the shooter came into our
Mhm.
clinic? Because our door are all like our main door is glass because it's a clinic. It's we have a sliding door that is glass right by where we were by the nurses station where we were hiding. Actually was the break room. I was like, that's an easy door to shoot. Anyone can enter through the glass. They're just shoot the glass. And
Exactly.
we're like the next door. The first door that they will open will be our break room.
Mhm.
So I kept thinking, I was like, that could have been my last day if the shooter, because the last report we got was the shooter was nearby our clinic because we were an urgent care. We're we're an urgent
People
care.
come.
So
Yeah.
like literally the potential place that shooter was in was only like a walking distance from our clinic. And so after the fact, after all the event, I'm like, I could have been dead that day. You know, like I can't die right now. I have 2 kids to live for.
Exactly.
Right? So you would think you
Yes.
would think I
That
would do
is
something about it, right?
Yeah.
But nope. I was
No.
just like, you know what? I'll just call out for a few days, get through it. It wasn't my time yet. Thank you, Lord. That's why pretty much I wasn't.
Right.
Yeah, it was just that.
You
It's
didn't
like
take a leave or anything, just a couple of days.
a couple of days. Yeah.
you're so
and
brave. Wow.
I know a couple of days, right? And I still went to work. But yeah, no, that didn't change my mind yet. I'm stubborn, I guess.
Yeah.
God was already calling me. God was already knocking on the door, but I
Showing
ignored
you
it.
signs.
Yeah, hello. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is
but
it. Yeah.
stubborn Rena, I was ignoring it.
Ignore.
But what got me finally, sorry, it's a long story. My next door neighbor, God bless his soul,
Oh
um,
no.
he died from doing what he loved, which was scuba diving.
Oh.
And so that was and he just turned 50. We even had the celebration that year, and that's what woke me up. I was like, you know what, this is it, because I'm like, first my father-in-law, then my mom, no, my father-in-law, my dog, then my mom, then my dad, and then now my neighbor. I was like, this is it. So that's when that's when I finally decided. Sorry, it's a long story.
No, we
I
don't know that. We
I
don't know
love
that.
that.
Wow.
So that's when I finally said, I'm like, you know what? I'm doing this now.
It's not. No.
There's so
That.
That's great. Yeah.
so many memories come to me when you were telling a story. Like, do you know how many active shooter? Do you know how many that I have experienced when I was in school?
Mm,
Oh yeah,
Mm.
yeah. And I every time we also are trained on
Yes.
everything what we're going to do.
yes.
And I always tell my students, don't worry, I will take good care of you here. But then at the back of my mind,
It's
oh
like,
my God,
how
please,
can I take care of
please,
myself?
please, not me, because
Ow,
I still have
ate.
children.
You'll
You
be
know
like
what
the
I
Have
mean?
shield.
one body.
Yeah, I know. But I have to, because they starting to panic. But you
Of
have
course,
to.
they see it on the news, right?
Yeah.
oh,
And
no.
then, especially when I'm quiet, because we have this thing on our laptop, we are going to report everything that's it's a color green. Green means every student's in your room. I even have to explain that to my students after, because they
Yeah.
don't realize what are we doing at the back end to protect them.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So it
No.
good.
Wow.
I love that
Good
answer
story,
because
Rina.
sometimes, right, we just need that little push
Yes.
or like that sign to remind us, what's really important in our life, which is what you said, time, our family,
Mhm.
right? Like those are the things. So cheers for you for taking that action.
I know.
Finally.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Stubborn.
And after
The
so
sign,
many
the sign
tries.
worked, right?
Exactly. And I know
Yes.
because I think what it is that it's the first step that it's always so hard, right?
Yeah.
Or
The
it's the
big-
hardest, but also the most important thing. So I'm glad that you did, because I mean, look at you now. You're on fire.
Yes.
but yes,
Mhm. Yes, awesome.
yes.
So I'm next to ask you a question, but you already answered it, which was like looking back now, what has been the biggest change in your life, which you have already gracefully answered for us. So I'll just pass the next question to Joy.
Mm-hmm. What surprised you most about building an online business? Was there anything that turned out to be different than what you expected?
Definitely. So like I said, I didn't know what to expect in business, what to expect from this business. All I knew was, the time. And then after that, I was like, oh, wait, if I want time, if I want to quit my job, I need money. I was like,
Yeah.
no, I
Yeah.
can't just quit my job. So,
Right. Yeah.
yeah, so that's other things. But like, my story, Happy Joy. Um, the surprise for me was the faith. Never have I ever thought of a business and faith together in one sentence. Because again, I have no clue about business. And for the ones who do not know my story, I was away from God for 20 years, meaning I had faith. I still believed in God. I grew up as a Catholic, but it's just that I didn't have a relationship with God for 20 years for personal reasons, and life happened. Excuses, excuses, excuses. So that was the biggest surprise in my journey. And also mindset. I had no clue what about mindset before. I was like, what in the world is mindset? I was like, what is law of attraction? I'm like, and then I used to be that kind of person, like bull crap. I was like, like those people. I was like, those people. I call them now those people, and I'm one of them. I'm like,
I was one of them.
that was me, and I'm being honest. And it's just like, sure. I was like, but yeah. So everything, like, it has changed, and I'm always proud of this, and will always be proud. And the faith, it has transformed me. I had to work on myself for 1 full year. I didn't focus too much on my business for the full year, the first year in 2024, because I knew I needed it. Because I was still not over about my dad and my mom's death. I still had to let go, because even if I was in the business already, I still haven't let go of their death. I was still angry, everything is still there. So the transformation started, and then from that transformation, the faith came. I don't even know how I got started, but I started listening to music. I never listened to Christian music before.
Oh,
I'm not being jokey about this, but it's just that when I borrowed my brother's car when I first came back to Hawaii, all he had on was the music, the Christian music. You know what the first phrase that came out of my mouth when, sorry, Lord, I was like, what in the world is he listening to?
What is this?
Like, yeah, I'm like, what is this? I would change the station right away. And then one day I just found myself listening to Christian music, and the rest is history. Like, there's other stories. I can tell you the story all day, but it's basically leading up to me going back to God. There were many, many signs that I ignored in my entire life. And now I'm back. Like, I'm that kind of person now. Like I said before, I used to say, I'm like, how can these people, I call me people, meaning I am one of those now too. How can they post something about God online? And I didn't used to, how would I say this? I didn't criticize them. It's just that I think I am questioning myself. It's just that I was so naive, and maybe I didn't have the strong faith, and I used to question. I'm like, why do they have to post about God?
Yeah. What's the purpose?
What's the purpose? And now I'm one of them.
The point, right?
Yes. And I'm like, not to say that I think mostly it was just like I was curious, And I was like, because I didn't have a relationship with God and because I didn't know a lot about God at that time,
Mhm.
that's why I was questioning it.
Yeah.
So that's the main thing that changed in my life. And I'm proud to say that it even changed my husband's life and my
Oh,
children's life,
That's
Okay.
the
great.
whole family. Because, like
You
I said,
mentioned
we
that.
weren't close. We didn't have a relationship with God before, and
Mhm.
now as a family, it's just it changed. I don't know how to explain it. It's
I
just
understand you.
It's
yeah,
okay.
we get you.
different.
I
Yeah.
understand you.
Something
Even
has something clicked, right?
Something
Something
clicked.
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
when you say, how come people can post something about, I have the same question too, Rina.
Mm.
Don't
Mhm.
worry about that. I said, what shall I say? How will I, why do I have to do it? You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Why do
Mhm.
I have to do it? Because in a way, well, Rina doesn't have an idea. I lost my son.
Mhm.
Yes, I lost my son at the beginning of this business. Yes, that's why whatever you're saying, I'm
Oh,
getting it. It's hitting me. You know, I always question things like that. Okay.
Mhm.
So I think I have to talk to you outside this live.
There's a reason why, Ate. I always say there's a reason for things, and yep, there's a reason again. And,
Mhm.
yep, it's a
All
like a
right.
divine intervention. Yeah,
Yes, right.
yeah.
Okay, let's
Let's
go to the next question.
moving on,
All
moving
right,
on.
all right.
Before we
It's
cry
my
all
turn.
day.
It's my turn.
Yeah.
Okay, Ate, what keeps you going on the days when things feel hard, and how do you stay consistent?
Um, when I first started, I had to go back to my why.
Mhm.
It's
Yes.
always the why, and that's why a lot of my interviews before, when I finally did go live, I always interviewed people, and you know what my topic always were like, why, and
Mhm.
why is the heart of this business, of your
Yes.
business, no matter what. It's the heart. um because if you don't have a why, if you don't have a strong why,
Yeah, strong.
then you won't
Yeah,
succeed in this business.
you won't
You
laugh yet.
know, yeah, it doesn't matter how smart you are, how technical you are, but if your why is just, I'm not gonna say that money is wrong, but if your why is so shallow, I think it's the word,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mhm.
if it's
Small.
not
Yeah.
deep
Yeah.
enough,
Yeah.
then you won't dig deep. You'll just be
Mhm.
like this. I don't know. I'm imagining something, but I can't put the words, but I think that's the right word. But
Mm-hmm.
yes, what keeps me going now? So then is my why, right? Now, in addition to that, is God. Like whenever when I told you guys a while ago before we went on, you have to have that breakdown before you have your breakthrough.
Mm-hmm.
I have never ever talked to God directly per se, but I had that one moment when I actually had a talk with God one on one. Like literally, I get chicken skin talking about it, or
Wow.
what's that?
Goosebumps.
Goosebumps. Um, so whenever now that I have those moments of doubt or question or whatnot, I literally just talk to God right away.
Mhm.
That's kind of like how I go through this now.
Yeah.
So first
Okay.
it's like my why. Why am I doing this? Because your why, when you're on this business, it gets longer as you stay longer in this business.
And it
I have so
changed. It
changes,
changed
and
as well.
it actually keeps adding up. I have
Mhm.
many whys now from when I started that I
Mhm.
cannot give up anymore.
Yeah.
And so when I feel like giving up, I just go to God and I'm like, I just talk to Him.
Mhm.
Like, that's my trick now. It's just
Wow.
whenever I'm down, like I just go to God. Like, let's talk.
Yeah.
Let's talk business and faith. That's what I pretty much do.
Wow, we love that answer. We love that answer. Real talk with
I
God.
love that.
Real
Yeah,
Yeah.
talk,
just talk to God.
right? Right? Whatever works, right? Whatever
You
keeps you
actually
going.
will get your answer.
That's
Yeah.
I
right.
got my
There will
answer
always
right
be
away.
hard days. There would always be hard days, but what matters is we keep showing up, right?
Yes.
And thank you for reminding us, Ate, that everyone's watching. What truly keeps you grounded is your mindset, and that's so inspiring.
Faith.
Yeah. And
And
the
faith.
faith and having that. So wow.
So inspiring. Thank
We
you
can
so much.
talk all day, all
I
night.
know.
I
Mm.
know,
I
we can.
You,
I
your
know, ate.
story. I
Wow.
love that. I really love that. I feel like
Mhm.
everyone, like
Can
all
relate,
three of
yeah.
us,
Can
four
relate
of us
to,
can
yeah,
relate to your
to your
story,
story.
Ate.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
that's why we
I,
are here.
yeah, that's
Mhm.
amazing.
I'm
Okay, so now
glad we
we're
invited
on
you,
a
Rina.
It's
Mhm.
Sunday, so it's the
yeah.
beautiful
Do you
reminder.
know? Do you know Rina also volunteers in the church?
Oh, ate, I don't know.
Mm.
Yes. So I
Yes.
used to be shy talking about it. I didn't want to talk about it, but always flip your mindset, right?
Mm-hmm.
Always switch your mindset because I, I guess I guess it's my mindset before. I used to not, you know how they say like do things quietly.
Mhm,
You know how
mhm,
Filipinos
mhm,
respect to do
mhm,
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
mhm,
You don't
mhm,
have to be bragging,
mhm,
whatnot.
mhm.
Yeah.
But you know what? Change your mindset. Nowadays, what if you talking about it, you can actually inspire people to do the
Yes.
same thing.
That's true.
Yes.
Because
Exactly.
you
I
are
like it.
not bragging. I am not bragging about it. I want
It's
people
definitely.
actually to
Yeah.
come and do the same
The
thing.
same
Do the
thing.
same
Yeah.
thing. It's
Yes.
not for me to brag that I am doing service.
Mhm.
Now I'm before this business, I won't say a thing. I'll be like, please don't talk about it. That would be my answer right away, Ate Joy, if you were to bring it up.
Mhm,
But now, because I started this business and because of the change of mindset, you know what? Let's plug it
Mm-hmm.
because all of us have 24 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And I'm plugging this to my husband too. He's not my follower, but I'm still trying to
What?
get him to volunteer. But you know what? We all have 24 hours a day. If we have time to scroll on social media, if
Mm-hmm.
we have time to go bring our kids to those football, soccer, 3 games in 1 week, 4 games in 1 week, and you say you don't have time for God,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
There's
Yep.
something wrong.
Something
Yes.
is not right, right?
Agree.
I don't know
Agree.
whoever is watching right now that you may not like me, but think about that.
Yeah.
You're only giving like what couple hours of volunteer or a couple hours at church, but
Yes.
you go to basketball, you go to volleyball, you
That's
go
so
to
true.
football, you bring your
That's so
kids,
true.
you use all your day, your night doing their
Mhm.
sports.
Yeah.
Or I don't know, whatever you do, you golf. My husband golfs. I know he's not following me, but I wish my
Hello,
husband
husband.
followed me.
We have
But
to get him here.
you just need to spare a little bit of time. I mean,
No,
I
I
agree.
agree.
I agree. You
you
know
know
what?
what I mean?
When you're talking about that, I remember my mom. My mom, she's very good at business, which I hope I get. You know what I'm saying? Whatever business she gets into, she's very good. But then there's one thing that's not missing with her. She always she has a small chapel in our place that she takes good care of. No miss.
Yeah.
Even when she's sick, she always tell my sister to do this for the church, bring this to the
Mhm.
church, and all of that. That's
Wow.
why she get them back in a
Mhm.
different ways.
It's a
Yeah.
different feeling attitude give service. Mine is more so the thing again, my intention wasn't sorry Lord. Before it was just like, you know what? My son goes to church on Wednesday. He goes to church on Wednesday, so we have to drop him off and pick him up, right? So I was like, I was like, why don't I just volunteer while waiting for him to
Wha-
finish?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Using
Might
your
as well.
time.
You're waiting anyways.
It
You're
wasn't
there.
really my thought wasn't really like to volunteer. Oh, I want to volunteer, but it was just like I'm like, you know what? Instead of wasting my time, driving back and forth and my gas, why not just volunteer?
You're-
And I actually loved it because I served the senior students, not his side, but senior students, and I learned something. There was my very first day. Sorry, I'm a storyteller. My very
I
Go
love
ahead.
it.
my
Yeah.
very my very first night because we greet them as they come in, and then this young kid, I still remember his face. I can still vividly remember right now, right here. It's like I said, "How are you?" I said, "How are you?" to him, and then he's like, "I'm blessed, auntie." I was like,
Wow. I love
I was like,
that. I love
and then
that.
I was like, "I've never heard that answer before." I told him like,
Aw.
that's something cool. I might start saying that." I told him like I didn't even know how to answer, and it's like, well, yeah, my mom was teaching us to answer that way. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start answering that way now too. When they ask me how am I, and then I'm gonna say I am blessed.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you know
That's
what?
amazing.
That's
You know
that's
what?
what made me
Amazing.
back volunteering.
That's the
Mhm.
that's the lesson on Tina Willis' presentation tonight.
What?
Today. Yeah,
Oh,
it's something like that's the same thing she mentioned on the podcast. She said when someone asks you how are you, what do you say? I'm
yeah.
fine. I'm
Yeah,
fine.
that's it,
I'm
right?
But you don't
fine.
mean
Basic.
it. Yeah.
Did you really say that? I feel amazing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, like the kid, I'm blessed. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you say that? No. So why not we change?
Yeah.
Every time someone
Yeah.
asks us
Yeah.
how we're doing, we
Yeah.
should be, I'm great. I feel
Yeah, yeah.
Say how you
amazing.
really feel.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, express it and like to the
Yeah.
superlative degree,
There you go,
things
Ate
like
Joy.
that. And yeah, so she said, fine.
Yeah.
No, you're not really
Yeah.
fine.
I'm
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. I get it.
Yeah, that's
We
her
bless you.
message. I can remember yesterday and today. That's it.
Mhm.
Wow.
Good.
Look at
Look
that.
at that.
All
Yeah.
right.
And
And,
that's
and I want to tell a story again. Remember, yeah, this
Ate
business
Joy.
always talks about mindset.
Mm-hmm.
yes.
As a teacher, I also tell my students mindset because
Mm.
students, I'm teaching math. Mindset because they always say, I don't get math, even they haven't started it yet. I
Mm.
hate math. It's mindset.
The
The
math set.
mindset for them
Math
is
set.
it is hard,
Mindset.
it's difficult. Okay. So I always tell them, no, you can do this. So I'm the one who like
Mhm.
showing them that they can do it. So it's what we call growth mindset. So I explained that growth mindset. And then here comes business, this business I'm into. And I also hear that. I was like, oh my goodness, I cannot even apply it to myself. That's the first thing that enters my mind. I should, recalibrate my
Yeah,
mind
yeah, yeah.
and
Mhm.
go to my student's position. Okay. When I
You be the
hear
student
that,
now. You're the student now,
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
right?
Exactly. I'm a student now.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's
Love
why
it.
that mindset, when you say that, I was like, oh my God, I cannot do it when I'm already on their shoes. You know what I'm saying? Now I understand my students better.
There
Oh,
you
Yeah.
go.
Look
lovely
at
conversation,
wonderful.
Rena.
Nicely done. Nicely
All
done.
right.
Yes.
So I
Lovely.
think we're on the
Renee,
last.
Okay.
quiet.
That's okay. I'm like this actually.
Renee.
I just listen.
Yeah. So we
Yeah,
just
All right.
yeah.
You
Last
wanna
question,
take that
Lee.
away?
Go ahead.
yes. So actually, before I ask you my last one here, I just wanted to go back on what you said at Irina earlier about
Mhm.
it's not about bragging. It's more like sharing information of something, right? Because I actually just realized this, and we talked about this in our own live because you know um when you go to a really good restaurant, right? Or when you watch a movie, you like it, you brag about
You
it right
brag.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like,
Or
oh
you
my
tell
God,
people,
this is
you're
the
like,
best
oh
thing
my
Right.
God,
ever.
Yeah,
we,
yeah.
we tasted the best dessert at some place. So why are we not doing the same thing here
Mm.
with our business, right?
Right.
Because at first I'm like, I'm really too shy. I don't want to share this to people. They might think like, what is
Mhm.
he doing now, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But now I'm like, no, we found
We have,
something
yes.
that's really good and it's working for other people, and we know that it can help
Other people.
others and
So you
lots
wanna
of
share it,
people.
right?
Why are we not having the same energy to share to these people as whenever we eat something really good or try a
Mhm,
new
mhm.
place?
Yes.
Why? So I get what you're saying. It's not about bragging or the same thing, right? Sharing the word of God. It's not about that. It's just that you're sharing
Mhm.
what you
And
found that's really good
that's
and
right.
working
And
for
keeping
you.
quiet doesn't. It's not
And
gonna get. Yeah.
you're being selfish.
Yeah. You're not getting the
right?
word out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I just want to say that because I was like, yeah, no, I get it. So
Yeah.
love it. But
Yeah.
all right, so here we go. So
Nice.
Ate, if someone's watching today, and I'm sure there's people watching and will watch this on replay,
Replay.
and are curious but still sitting on the fence, what would you say to encourage them?
That's a deep one. I still haven't thought of the answer, but um, you know what? We only live once in this life.
Hmm.
Like I guess I'm gonna connect it to time. We're only given a certain time in this world, and you don't know when that's gonna end. Only God knows. If there's something that is missing in your life, or if there's something, because that was me, there was something missing in my life, I just didn't know it. And like you heard from my story, stubbornness, if there's a knock, this could be a knock for you. Do not ignore it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The moment you ignore it, things will happen. And sometimes you just wish you would have listened to that knock before. but you can never go back. But I guess my point is, you don't know what's tomorrow gonna bring.
Yes.
So if something knocks on your door, literally and figuratively and whatnot, take that opportunity. Um, I always ask this too. What is the richest place on earth? Do you guys know? Where is the richest place on earth?
Where is the richest
At
place?
home.
At home.
At
At home.
Any guess?
Family. I don't know. Home.
It's
family,
Your heart?
Your heart.
it's the cemetery,
Oh.
the graveyard. Do you know why? Because that's where all the dreams are buried. All of us have living dreams,
Oh
right?
my God.
We
Yeah.
have
What do you think?
dreams of a beautiful house or $1 million house. We have dreams of vacations all over the world. We have dreams of being whatever we want to be, but they never came true
Mm.
because we never took an action. We never did anything about it. So a lot of people that are dying or dead
Mhm.
never
Never
got
Never got
chance.
experience.
No.
That's right.
So they are rich in dreams, in visions. So that's the richest place on earth.
On earth.
Forgot who said that, but it is. Let me just remind you that don't wait for that moment where you cannot go back in time anymore, or you don't even have enough time to do it, or you never know, because you never know what happens to you the next day. Your life, your time here is not yours.
Mhm.
Yes.
So that's my only thing. Like,
Amen.
yeah.
That
That's
you just
powerful.
never know how words
Powerful.
today might be the push that someone needs, right?
This might
Like,
be a missing puzzle, right? This
Yeah,
might be
this
the
is it.
missing piece,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, that was such a powerful ending. Thank you so much,
I
Rena.
know.
Before I end,
I know. Wow.
before I end, there is one viewer that has been here since from the beginning. So I just want to
Oh,
shout out
hi.
to that one viewer. Thank you so much for being here and staying here with us until the very end. So yes,
Yay.
so Rena, your story is such a great reminder that everyone starts somewhere. And taking one small step can open doors to new possibilities. And I want to thank you, Joy, Manny, and Lee, for being part of today's conversation. If today's conversation resonated with you and you'd like to learn more about this this online business we've been using, comment info below and one of us will send you a free info session. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for your time, Rena.
Thank you. We need a picture.
Yes.
You're
Yeah.
so
Happy
great.
Sunday.
Very
Thank you so much,
picture.
Ate
Bye
Rena.
bye.
Enjoy the
Thank you.
replay.
Bye.
Bye,
See you.
everyone.
Thanks. Happy Sunday.
Sunday, everyone.